Here's room number 1. There are over 50 different red flags that could be potentially concerning for your child to have. Here is our child's bed, some stuffed animals on it. This could be a good place to hide things. If you take out the tail, there's actually an alcohol bottle in here. Some are good for kids to hide. And then as well, if you find stuffing or other things like this on the floor, this could be important to ask your child about because they could be hiding stuff in their stuffed animals. Good place to check. Now we're going under the bed. Have a game of Battleship. It can be a fun game to play, but also a good place to hide things like cocktails or alcohol bottles. Now onto the laundry basket. These look like normal socks, but they actually have marijuana leaves on them, supporting drug culture. Another pair of socks folded up in the laundry. They're actually hiding a syringe in them. Definitely something to ask your child about, why they have syringes. Pants are a good place to check because of the double waistband, as well as any pockets. Could be a good place to hide stuff. Same idea with sweatshirts. There's actually some marijuana wax hidden in the pocket. Not something you'd necessarily know if you just walked in a child's room. And lastly, we have a shirt, and that is some crushed up pill coating that someone could snort pills with. Now we have the kid's backpack. First in here, we have a lanyard that has a marijuana leaf on it, supporting drug culture. We have a thing that looks like a sack of poker chips, but it's actually a marijuana grinder used to grind up your marijuana. Next, we have a 5-hour energy. Why is your kid drinking these? Why do they need any more energy? Definitely something to talk to them about. Here we have Germ-X, which actually has 99.99% alcohol. Is this a pandemic buy, or is this something that they're ingesting? Here we have a little kit with a CD, a card, some straws, and some rolling paper. This can be used to crush up pills and snort, or to snort cocaine. Where did your child find this? Why do they have this? Here we have some cigarillos and cigars. Is your child using tobacco products? Where did they get these? And lastly, we have a pencil case. Pretty normal thing to have in a kid's backpack. But what's all in their pencil case? Definitely good to check. Here we have what's actually called the Stashy. Just looks like a marker. If you take it out, you can actually hide things in that marker. And then we have what looks like a highlighter. Even has the tip of a highlighter. Companies are getting very creative with ways to conceal smoking by using regular household items as pipes. This looks like a normal highlighter, but if you take out the bottom, you can see this is actually a pipe. This can be very easy to hide in a backpack as it looks like a highlighter used in school. Do not be afraid to pick things up and open them. This is a little heavier than a normal highlighter. Now moving on to the child's desk, we have a Kleenex box. There's nothing in here but Kleenexes, but definitely could be a good place to hide things. Child's wallet. Normal for kids to have a wallet, but it's not necessarily normal for them to have this much cash. If they have a lot of cash on them, definitely something to ask them about. Where are they storing their money? Do they have a job? Is it direct deposit? Then where are they getting all this cash if it's not from you? Have some nail polish. This one is a real nail polish, and this looks like a nail polish, but is actually a pipe. Definitely easy to hide, especially stored by other nail polish. Here we have some pills, actually pet pills. When did you last take your pet to the vet? How old are these pills? Think about where you're storing pills in your house and why your kid has these. Definitely something to ask them about. I also would recommend going through your medicine cabinet and getting rid of old pills and donating them. Here we have a book. Pretty big book, good for kids to be reading. But this actually has a cutout in it. And there are some pills stashed in it. Not something you'd normally think to go through, but definitely good to be just opening books, shaking them, seeing what you find. Here we have a candle, as well as this decorative item that's holding some incense, some extra incense here. Scented items are a way that your child can hide the scent of marijuana, tobacco, or other drug-related items. Here is a decorative piece, a little elephant. Looks cute, but is actually a pipe. Definitely good to be aware of looking at these items more closely. Here we have a drinking container. This can be used to make cocktails and stuff like that, or hide other items. Here we have what looks like a Red Bull. Why is your kid drinking Red Bull in the first place? But this actually isn't a Red Bull container, it's a stash container. And if you unscrew this lid, you can hide things in the Red Bull container. Also good to pick things up and lift them again. This is about as heavy as a Red Bull can, but does seem a little bit weird. Lastly, we have a clock. If set to 420, this could be supporting drug culture. And then behind the clock is actually a good place to stash things. This does have a place for a real battery and does work, so it could be very deceiving. Moving on to the garbage can. Definitely good to look at what your child is throwing away. Some straws. Remember the CD that I showed back in the backpack? This could be important because your child could use these to snort crushed up pills or cocaine. We have an empty pack of cigars. Again, why is your child smoking? These are actually peach flavored. What is attracting them to tobacco? Where are they getting this? We have a crushed up can. This can be used as a homemade pipe. Using pens, we have a pen in here. This can be used to stab into it and used to smoke. Now moving on to the chair, we have a few items here. Here is a belt. When you go to take off your belt, it's just straight. So a child would have to deliberately loop this back around. And this could be used as a tourniquet for heroin use. They put it around their arm. Here we have another marijuana lanyard. You can see the marijuana leaves on there, supporting drug culture, as well as supporting alcohol culture with this necklace. Where are they getting items like this that are supporting alcohol and drug culture? Now we have this storage bin here. A lot of kids have little cabinets like this. Whole bunch of stuff in here. First we have this thing called Protox. This could be used to detox from drugs and pass a urine test. This could be paired with an at-home marijuana drug test, which you can find for really cheap at the store. And this could be taken before taking an actual urine test somewhere for like a job. Then we have over-the-counter medications like Robitussin and anti-diarrheal medication that, when taken in high doses, can cause a child to get high. We have an empty mouthwash container, which looks like mouthwash, but is actually just a stash container and can be bought online or at places like Spencer's. Same with this sunscreen bottle. Could be cleaned out after the sunscreen is all gone, or can just be purchased online and can store things like alcohol. This right here is just a really tight seal stasher container. Has a really tight locking mechanism and can hide the smell of drugs. Here we have some deodorant, and this is actually a really good place to hide things under the actual deodorant. Not a place a parent would think to look, but really important to be checking and shaking and making sure this is just deodorant. Now we have some pills of various sorts. Why do they have these pills? What are all of these pills? Why are they in their room? Definitely good to check with them, just like the pet pills from before. Pure vanilla extract actually has a really high alcohol percentage and can be ingested by youth, just like Germ-X. Here we have a bottle, Equate brand. You can get this from Walmart for like 97 cents. And can also be used to stash, just like the mouthwash and the sunscreen. Here we have some eye drops and contact solution. Does your child even wear contacts? Why do they have these? This can be used to cover up red eyes after marijuana use. Here we have a Carmex container. Definitely shake things. You can hear that it's moving around. Carmex doesn't shake. Can be used to store pills. And another deodorant, like I said before. The next drawer of the cabinet. Here we have a body spray. When sprayed into this cloth, it can be used for huffing. Here we have grape soda. It may not be concerning if you find grape soda in your child's room, but it should provoke further questions. Does your child normally drink grape soda? If not, why do they have it? Grape soda has the ability to mask the scent of alcohol on one's breath. Did your child request grape soda themselves, or is it for a friend? Do not automatically assume the worst, but ask questions about it to gauge the actions you take. Here we have another grape item. Same thing as I said before. Here we have Glade spray, like used in the bathroom, as well as Ozium air sanitizer, more scented products that could cover up the smell of drugs. More tobacco products, some empty cigarettes. Where are they getting these? Why are they smoking? An Altoid container. Actually a really good place to hide things like drugs. We have some marijuana in here. And then we have a camera case. You can find this for like $20 at Walmart. Why would they have a camera case if they don't have a camera? This would be important because it's super protective, so it can be used to hide glass pipes. We have the last drawer of the cabinet. This is what's called a Poor Boy kit. We have a tire gauge, a little scrubby thing, and a lighter, and this can be used to smoke crack. Got some aluminum foil. If this is missing from your kitchen, definitely good to check in with your kids, as this can be used to store drugs. And we have a spoon with some residue on it. This can be used to cook drugs like heroin. Here we have some banana flavored rolling papers. This can be used to roll up your marijuana into joints. And we have this at-home marijuana kit. Looks like we have a little homemade pipe, some marijuana, some eye drops, and this little tool can be used to get every last bit out of your joint. And we also have here hashtag 420, and this is all supporting drug culture. This kit hides the scent very well. And then lastly, we have this toilet paper roll with some dryer sheets. Why would your child have an empty toilet paper roll in their room? Do they normally change the toilet paper roll on their own, or do they leave it empty for someone else? This could be especially concerning if the toilet paper roll has dryer sheets in it, like this one, because it is likely used to make a homemade sploof. A sploof is designed to hide the smell of tobacco or marijuana smoke by filtering the smell through the DIY dryer sheet filter. When you inhale the smoke, you exhale into the sploof to diffuse the scent. If you find a toilet paper roll or dryer sheets in your child's room, you should have a conversation with us about them.
I'm going to show you a live demonstration of a secret cocktail. So this is a trend that we saw on TikTok, which is a platform that a lot of youth are using today, and it's very popular. And while TikTok can be beneficial, there are some educational videos. It's important to keep in mind what can be on TikTok, which is something like this. So this involves a Capri Sun, which is a popular kids drink, so it looks like normal. And there's also a cocktail and then a hair straightener. And we're going to show you what to do with this.
So I'm going to start by taking it off the straw here and cutting right along the silver part, top of the Capri Sun, to open it up. Now that we are all opened up, I'm going to pour a little bit of the Capri Sun out to make room to make our secret cocktail. I'll take this strawberry tequila lemonade, drink that we have here, pour some in, and then the TikTok hack is resealing it to make it look like a Capri Sun again. So this looks pretty normal. We're just gonna close it right back up. And there we have it. Here's the Capri Sun. Looks like it's sealed on the back. Tip it upside down, squeeze it, nothing comes out. Like brand new.
Here's room number 2. It might look normal, like a regular teen's room, but it actually has signs of drug use, alcohol use, and other tobacco products, etc. So first we have these stuffed animals on the bed. So stuffed animals, like mentioned before, are a great hiding spot. If you take out the stuffing, here we have a shampoo bottle that actually has alcohol in it. Very discreet. And also we have another teddy bear where they cut part of the leg off. And they have a little tiny piece of tin foil that can be used to store drugs. And again, it looks very normal. Now to the rest of the bed. So a bed is a really good spot to hide things because it looks very clean and put together, but actually you can put a lot of things under the bedspread. And then even in between the mattress and the box spring is a good place to just kind of shove things. And parents normally don't check that, but it is a good idea to do that. We also have a duffel bag, pretty standard, but inside there's a lot of things that could be worrisome. So first we have a t-shirt, and this supports the drug culture. So maybe ask your kid why they like that, where they got it from, that kind of thing. And we also have a plastic bag and a balloon. You can actually store drugs in here, and it's pretty discreet. This is typically how you would see them being stored. We also have aluminum foil, so just like the bear, a little tiny piece of tin foil just like this, crumpled up, could have easily hold things like heroin or drugs like that. We also have these 2 stash containers. These are fairly inexpensive and typically are used for traveling when you need to carry a small amount of liquid or even pills. But these can store drug-related items. We also have this. This is called a shake and bake. So this could look like a protein shake, but actually it's how you make meth. And then lastly we have these pills, and these are actually empty capsules that you can put anything in. So that would be something that you might want to worry about if your kid has that. Now we have a laundry bin, and in here we have a couple different things. So this is actually a alcohol shirt related to Wisconsin drinking culture. Where did your kid get this, and why do they like wearing this type of thing? Could be good questions to ask. We also have these pair of socks, and it's actually supports drug culture. So spray paint, and you can actually, kids can huff this and get high from that. And we have a sweatshirt which has many different types of areas that they can hide stuff. So here's a good spot for pain pills. And then there's also, kids can cut out the inside of this sweatshirt, and right here we have some marijuana hidden in there. And then we have a pair of socks, and it's folded up and everything, so a good spot to hide things like, here's a syringe. And then we have this t-shirt. So as Kylie mentioned before, these are markings from pill coatings, and when you take off the coating of a pill, you can smash it up and snort it. So now we have a backpack, which most kids do have if they're going to school. In the first pocket, we have 2 pill bottles. So these are actually pet pills. As Kylie mentioned before, maybe you should ask your kid why they have these and how long has it been since your pet actually got prescribed something. And then also, why are they taking this kind of thing to school? So this is possibly their prescription, but it could be yours or just some old pills. So it's good to go through and discard of these old things just so this kind of thing doesn't happen. And then in the main pouch of the backpack, we have a camera case. So like we said before, These are very inexpensive at Walmart, and they're obviously used for cameras, but it's a very good spot to hide and store glass pipes or other breakable items. We also have sunscreen. So again, you can just empty one of these out, or you can actually buy them empty. It's just a stature container for alcohol. So very discreet. We also have orange extract. So it has 89% alcohol, and kids do use this to drink and can get drunk off of that. And then last we have a pencil pouch. So in this pencil pouch, we have some little cigars. So this looks like a normal thing that a kid would bring to school, just carry their pencils, but easily can hide things like this. I have this desk organizer, which can hold pens, pencils, anything like that. But as you can see here, we have a broken pen. So this is used along with one of these to make a homemade pipe. So you can take anything like an apple, just make a few holes in there, and you can actually smoke out of an apple, which is kind of scary. Also, there's like lots of room on here that you can hide things. So for example, if you have a lighter, it can probably fit right there perfectly, and you can't even tell. Another normal thing for a girl to have in her room is a makeup bag. So in here, you can hide a lot of different things. So first, we have these. They look like tampons, but they're actually not. So this is a booze tube. So tampons are a normal thing for a girl to have in her makeup bag or anywhere else in her room or her backpack, anything like that. But if you take a look at the size difference between these two, you can tell that something's off about this one. So this one is much larger than the average tampon, and like I said, it's a booze tube. So you can hide alcohol in here, and then it's very easy to hide in someone's purse, backpack, or even a pocket. Next, we have another pill bottle. So various pills put together. You could ask why they have them all together. Do they even know what these are? Contact case. Many kids do have contacts, but these are a great spot to hide various things like either marijuana wax or other pills. Same with this. Carmex, like Kylie mentioned before, actually has pills in it, but could easily be just chapstick. Then we have nail polish. So again, this looks a lot like nail polish, but it's actually a pipe. Looks just like the other one. Next, we have the storage bin. A lot of kids do have these. You can hide a lot of things, but also just have a lot of normal things in here. So first, we have this body spray. When you spray this into here, like Kylie mentioned before, it's called huffing, and you can get high from that. Also, you can get high from taking too much of this. So kids may need this and may need this at times, but when taking too much, it could be dangerous. Then we have Ozium, which is an air sanitizer. It actually takes away and eliminates the smell of tobacco smoke, as well as marijuana. Then we have this lotion. When kids use the rest of it, when it's empty, you can hollow it out just like the sunscreen that we talked about before and hide things like alcohol in here. And we also have Germ-X. So like Kylie mentioned, it could be just a pandemic type of thing, just want to stay clean. But it actually has a very high alcohol percentage, and kids could be drinking this. Next, we have eye drops, which take away the redness in your eyes after smoking marijuana. And then we have this, which is actually, we bought this as a stature container itself, but it looks like a travel mouthwash. It's just empty though. You can put really whatever you want in there. We have the second drawer now. And in here we have some candy. Actually, inside is CBD gummies that look just like the Sour Patch Kids. And same with this one, more CBD gummies. Very discreet. We also have various scent products, so incense and then room spray or anything like that. They eliminate odors of drug use, but also they could just be that their room kind of smells and they need some help with that, so you can ask them about that. And then here we have this kit with a CD, a card, some straws, and some paper. Like Kylie mentioned, this is used to cut up pills or crack or anything like that and snort it. And this is called a Poor Boy kit, so it's a little scrubby, a tire gauge, and a lighter. So this is all stuff that kids can buy on their own. Very inexpensive. I believe this is under $5. And when put together, this is used to smoke crack. And then in here we have a 5-hour energy. So does your kid really need more energy? And if they can't get through the day, maybe you need to talk to them about getting more sleep. And also this is grape flavor. So like Kylie mentioned with the soda, it can cover up the smell of alcohol. And now we have the third drawer. So in here we have some magazines. So this doesn't look too bad, it's just a teen magazine, but then we have some more. So this says Pot on the NFL, so it supports marijuana and drug culture and things like that. And there's different types of things that can give kids tips on where to get these type of items, how to use them, and then how to hide them, stuff like that. So same thing with this. There's lots of pictures that you might not want your kids seeing, but they can buy these at places like Walmart or even Barnes & Noble, just with the rest of these type of magazines. And then we have a coloring book, so My Cannabis Coloring Book. Good activity to pass some time, but actually this is all full of different types of drug culture items. And again, this is supporting the drug culture for smoking. And we have some games in here, which are fun for kids to play, but these are good hiding spots for a lot of different things. So in here we have a little tiny mini margarita, and same with the rest of these. They can hide a lot of things. Next we have the desk. So first we have these Pringles. A lot of kids do like Pringles. This is actually a stash container. So in here on the top there's real Pringles, but if you pick it up you'll see that this actually has a little opening. You can stash whatever you want in it. So maybe you should ask your kid how long have they really had these Pringles in their room. Maybe it's been a very long time and they really shouldn't have these that long. Next we have a lamp, which is actually not a lamp at all. It is a hookah, which is a smoking device. And here, just thrown back behind the desk, is the tubing that you use with this thing. And it can really be hidden anywhere and it's not too hard to hide. Next we have the dictionary. This could be really any kind of book, but this is actually bought and it actually is a storage container. So in here we have the at-home marijuana drug test. And here kids can use this to test themselves before they go get a drug test for a job or anything like that. And we have this thing, it's called the Smoking Buddy. So this device is used as a way to get rid of the smell of smoke. It's advertised as a way to keep secondhand smoke away from friends and family, which is a good thing, but it also is a great way to hide your smoking habits from your parents, which is not a good thing. We also have this marijuana, and then another stasher container, which actually has wax in it. And next we have this book, just like the book that Kylie had. This has a cutout in it, but this is stashing some more marijuana. Something that you probably wouldn't look at in your kids, but maybe now you will. And then we have another necklace that supports drinking, a little tiny beer glass. And then we have the laptop and the phone. So while you want to give your child freedom and space, it's important to know about what goes on behind their screens. So as a parent, your job is to keep your child safe. And knowing that they are being safe online can be pretty tricky, especially these days. So one thing that you can do is talk to them about what they're reading, watching, and who they're communicating with online or on their phone, and then keep the conversation going as they grow older and maybe get more devices. And next we have grape soda. So Kylie mentioned that this actually masks the smell of alcohol. So your kid might actually like grape soda, but maybe they don't and they're starting to ask for it. And you should bring up the topic of that. And then here we have the same thing, but Crystal Light, which is also grape flavored. And next we have this. So this is a cute little elephant that could be a decoration, but it's actually a pipe, just like the one in the other room. And then we have a candle, which can hide the smell of a lot of different drug smells like tobacco, marijuana. And if they're having too much of these again, this could be a warning sign that they need to cover up too many smells. Then we have this, which looks kind of like a candle, but it's actually a stasher container. And here we have a grinder. So just like the poker chips that Kylie had before, uses to actually grind marijuana up and so you can smoke it. And then we have this little cute container. A lot of scrunchies, those type of things, but actually it's a good spot to hide something like this. So a little cocktail, and then also some mints, which actually this has marijuana in it. We have the garbage, which you might not be checking that often, but maybe you should. So first we have this Coke can, and it looks like a Coke can, feels like a Coke can. It's pretty much the same weight as a full Coke, but it's actually used for stashing things. And then in the rest of the garbage, we have another can, but this one's crushed up. Like Carly mentioned, this is used for smoking. It has a little hole, and then little holes poked up here. We have a box to a vaping device. Maybe you should ask them, like, where did they get this? Because as you can see, it's got to be somewhere else. Where did they buy it? Is it from a friend? That type of thing. And then we have little cigars. So these are peach flavored. What attracted them to this, and why do they have it in their garbage?